look at you guys.
Aww.
How are you guys doing? Look at that! Look at that elegance in the house. That's Katelyn, right, Derek? You know that whole decor.
Yes.
I'm not too bad at
Yes.
it, but she's definitely the pink pillows, the leopard pillows,
I
the
love all that.
cacti.
I
love
hear you.
it.
Well, you're doing a great job, Katelyn. Let me.
Thank you.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. Well, thank you guys for joining. Welcome.
Yes, thank you for having us.
Yeah,
Absolutely, guys. You guys are a lovely country duo. I mean, critically acclaimed by Rolling Stone, Billboard, American Songwriter, among so many. You know, everyone loves the Drys, guys. You know, great.
Aw.
And you know, and so many great. I mean, couple great singles this year is "Take You Dancing" and "Yes," of course. I mean, and 2 years ago, Volume 1 came out, which when it came out, it was just phenomenal, guys. So we're really excited to have you guys on the show.
wow,
We are
thank
too.
you.
Thank you for reaching out and having us.
Yeah, kind words. Wow.
Facts, Derek. But yeah, I mean, let's get to some of the music. But first, let's start with the basics, guys. I mean, Derek, is it still surreal, we're in Thanksgiving, basically, the holidays are here, the way that this year has kind of like shaped? Do you still sometimes wake up and like feels like a dream?
Yeah, it's pretty nuts. I don't know how we were actually sitting having breakfast earlier today, as we do every day. And we were just talking about how it's Thanksgiving already, and it literally was January yesterday, it felt. So
I know.
it's been a heck of a year in a lot of ways, but we've kind of liked this redirection. Maybe not work wise as far as getting out and all that, but we've done a lot of work from home and made do with it. And I mean, you can see right now on the Zoom. I know you can't see on the podcast, but we have our mic set up here, and I put together like a recording studio here at home. So
it's pretty great. But we do have a video version, so the video audience will love it for sure.
Oh, cool.
that's good.
Yeah.
Glad I
yeah.
set all this up then. But yeah, that's kind of been a lot of our experimentation over quarantine is oddly enough finding the right lighting in our apartment and all that stuff. So it's been fun.
That's cool. Glad to hear you guys are making the best of it. And I mean, to start off early, guys, and moving our way to the present, you guys have been in Nashville for 6 years, give or take now. I just want to talk about the genesis of such a creative force that you guys are, right? Because Derek, you're from Thomasville, North Carolina, and Katelyn, you are from Winston-Salem. By the way, I love North Carolina, love the Raleigh area, all that stuff. I love the people, love the culture, love it.
Right.
Let me ask you about your early life for just a minute here, guys. Katelyn.
Okay.
What's this I hear about you having this like screamo music, like a chapter of your life, that you would go to on-girls concerts and like go into like mosh pits. Is this true?
It is very true. That's so funny.
That is funny.
Because for like a year I dyed my hair dark brown, and and when I was younger, I used to love the band Flyleaf, and I don't know if you're familiar with them, but she literally was like a screamo artist, and I just thought, like, for a female to be able to do that, I just thought it was incredible. And I mean, we love country music, but I love all kinds of music, and I love anything that's done with like passion. And I think that the screamo stuff is so cool. Sometimes we have throwback days where we'll get in the car and like we're on like a road trip, and
Right.
I'll just like randomly put on, say, like Under Oath or some other screamo band that I loved, and Derek's like, oh my gosh, he's like, I can't believe that you like listen to this for
Yeah.
It's just not his vibe, but I love it. And yes, totally. It was part of my growing up.
Love it. I bet you didn't say that on your first date, Katelyn, but it's all good. It's all fair game and love, right?
Yeah.
Derek, you guys started performing a solo separately, and obviously, this is a story if you had $1 every time you said it, but share it with our audience. How did you guys meet?
How we met? We met through a mutual friend. One of my best friends. We were living together, went to high school together, and he was dating this girl Joey for probably like 4 or 5 years, maybe longer. But so naturally, we heard of each other because Katelyn was best friends with Joey. So our mutual, best friends at that time basically put us together because they loved us so much separately. So they're like, you just got to get together. I was always
amazing
dating someone, or she was, so it never really worked out until it just did. So
and then there was an opening, and it's like intervention.
Yeah, pretty much
a blind date for sure. That went well.
Yep, we met at a local Mexican restaurant in Winston-Salem, and we always go back there every time we go to North Carolina. And we sat there in the booth for a couple hours. It was actually a double date, and they ended up leaving pretty early just so we can get to know each other. And all that stuff. And we just ended up talking in the parking lot for probably 3 more hours.
Yeah.
And I texted my
That
buddy.
poor couple that you guys were with. They probably saw the chemistry, and they, by the time the tortillas arrived, they were like, "We're getting out of here." Before
So
before the margaritas are here, we're out.
I know,
Yeah, they
I
pretty
love
much
it.
stranded us in a way. Uh, but after I got done hanging with Katelyn for the first time ever, I texted my buddy and I said, I don't know how you knew, but I'm probably gonna marry this girl. And
Yeah.
And
you
I
said the
actually
same thing,
texted
right?
the same thing to Joey, his girlfriend. And I said, I don't know how you knew, but I'm going to marry this guy. And so they shared that at our wedding, which is kind of cute.
Mhm.
Oh my God.
And a lot of people
Beautiful.
didn't know that part of the story. So it's really cool how we met and,
Yeah.
the whole thing started. It's really crazy. So
Absolutely.
they
Well,
knew.
we're the better for it, obviously, because of the talent. And I do have to ask you, Caitlin, there's a rich history of, what husband and wife musical duos, whether you're talking about, Pat Benatar, Neil Giraldo, Paul and Linda McCartney, who else? Tim McGraw, Faith Hill, there's a good list. What are the unique challenges, I would imagine? Because from my own marital experience, just being married and having functioning, and it's hard in itself, man.
Mhm.
So being also your collaborator, what are some of these unique challenges that you guys deal with?
Yeah. I would say, in the beginning, it was learning that we have to give and take. So like with decisions being made or, writing songs and one of us not liking the lyric the other person wrote, not taking it personal
Mhm.
and realizing that like we each have to get over ourselves. You know what I mean? We each have
Mhm.
to give and take in different areas. Like if I don't like a lyric, I have to be like, well, I have to trust that his lyric may be better and vice versa. So
Yeah.
that's been kind of one of the biggest challenges for us is just learning to lean into each other a little bit better and trusting each other with our guts
Mhm.
and what we feel.
Yeah, because
Um,
neither of us are going to care about it. Like as an artist, even if you have a team, let's just say you're a single artist and you have like a label and team and all that, like no one's
Yeah.
care about it as much as you do. And we're two of that person. So
yeah.
I think professionally, that's what we had to learn. And I think we're all the better for it relationally too, honestly.
Yeah.
So
Sure.
yeah, compromise is the best way.
Yep.
I love it. I love it. And I just, Derek, I can't imagine, like, you guys have a songwriting session and you forgot to buy the right toothpaste. I don't know, at the grocery store. Like it just you just block that out, huh?
Uh-huh.
That's
Yeah.
great.
Pretty
I
much.
mean, it's hard. Like we've been together now 12 years. So we've had a good amount of time to practice through things and just learn different ways of, we're pretty good at, in the morning separating when we go into a write our feelings from different things that we're walking through on every day. Cause we're not perfect. We do have days where we argue and where we don't agree and don't see eye
Sure.
to eye on different things,
Mhm.
but we know how to show up to a write and not necessarily turn it off and be fake about it, but kind of put our feelings towards a song and just kind of learn to move on quicker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. There's a
If that
certain
makes sense.
security, like in knowing that she sees the world differently than I do. That can also be frustrating, but I mean, the fact that she sees the world differently makes me think, okay, well, she can't fully understand my point of view, even if I say it a hundred different ways. But slowly but surely, we learn those strengths, and like she makes up for where I lack in some ways, detail wise and scheduling, and
And
all
same
that.
with
So
him.
I don't have to
He
be as good as her in that regard.
Right.
So, those
I
are,
love it.
I don't want to say unreachable standards, but it's just we don't take every aspect of that seriously. We just divvy up the parts and call it a day.
Yeah.
Perfect. I love it, guys. No, that's a great story. And guys, I want to get into the songwriting in a second, because you mentioned Caitlin. But Derek, I do want to ask you a little bit, and feel free to like not talk about it, talk about as little as or as much as you want. But it's just such a beautiful story, the way it became light. I just the way it became like a source of inspiration and hope. And it's, obviously you lost your mom when you were very young, and but one Easter you went with Caitlin to your grandmother's, right? Sophia's house. Um, and she brought this VHS footage that you had never seen of your mom.
Yep.
Um, so just
Then,
couple. Go ahead.
yeah. Sorry to jump in.
No. Please
It
take it
was
away.
in, the city of Sophia, North Carolina, and it was at my grandma's house.
Mm.
Her name is Grandma Booty, and
There you go.
that's her real name.
She's
She is
country
lovely as
as
all
the
get
day is
out.
long, and I love her to death. Her name's
Yep.
Grandma Booty.
Yep. But I always visit her a few times every year, more so
Nice.
this year because of the way things are, which has been really nice for both of
Right. Right.
but that specific Easter, we had already written this song, and you're talking about the
Hmm.
song "War," correct?
Right. Correct.
And gosh, we just felt something about this song, and we wrote it the week before we went into the studio, and I don't think you even wanted to do the right necessarily, only because we had
We
like
were so busy
yeah,
and
we
just
just
had
had a
so
lot
much.
going on, and we just did it anyway, and I'm so glad we did.
Yeah.
And what came out was just this song that like we didn't even know the full story of it. It just came from a deep place,
So
um,
beautiful.
We brought it into the studio.
even thematically, it wasn't all about my mom. It was just like
Hmm.
a very emotional song,
Sure.
and we didn't it's one of the songs you write, and kind of like poetry, you don't really know exactly what it means until it kind of forms itself. Long story
Sure.
short, whenever we went to my grandma's house at Easter, we had already recorded that song, and she just asked my grandma outright, hey, do you have any video of your mom, of Derek's mom, that's around that we can see? And um, and I hadn't seen him yet, and there was this VHS tape that she just pulled out of the back, and we went home to her parents' house and watched it, and I just heard my mom's voice for the first time, and I just didn't know that existed. And here I am, 30 years old, hearing my mom's voice, and it was just like so surreal that, and I was just like, we have to do something with this footage, because we felt a connection to that song in this.
Yeah.
And I didn't tell her at first, but I went and had breakfast with my other grandparents and basically said, I watched the video and I feel like we need to. Well, I didn't even tell them that actually.
No.
I just knew after that conversation with them that I was gonna talk to her about putting that footage with the song and basically making a music video of this
Yeah.
VHS footage with us like dancing in front of it, and it turned out really well, and such a
Beautiful.
redemptive story that kind of I think was God formed, kind of
Yes.
backwards. You know what I mean? Like write the
Absolutely.
song, don't exactly know what it's about, and
Yeah.
then find these tapes, and then it's like, oh, you put the pieces together.
I
And
love it. I
honestly,
love when God works like that. Yeah.
that's right, man. And that story has been healing for me, for my family, and I think we're all closer for it. And I just love it so much. So,
Ah, it's exactly. It's out of like the human realm, basically what happened there. Absolutely.
yeah.
Caitlin, I do want to ask you, just one more question about this. Musically aside, like as a
Yeah.
spouse, the moment when you saw this tape with Derek, like just take us inside those, seconds of anticipation, putting the tape was, just what was the vibe like of such a special moment? Your mom was beautiful, by the way, Derek, but just take us inside that little,
Yeah.
40-second bubble there.
Well, the night we watched the video, I actually heard in my spirit that we were supposed to use that footage for something. And I didn't say anything to Derek because I didn't want to ruin the moment, but I was very emotional because I know what the relationship with a mom is like. And for me, the biggest thing that hurt my heart was that, he didn't know what that relationship is like, and for me, I do, because I've had a mom my entire life.
Right.
And to have such a connection with my mother, that's what broke my heart the most, was that he never knew her. So I knew as soon as we saw that footage, in my spirit, I knew. And then we never said anything that night, but then the next day, like he said, he went to breakfast with his grandparents on his dad's side and came back and was like, babe, we've got to use that footage for something. And I knew immediately. We Googled, I knew we were supposed to do it for suicide awareness, and I Googled immediately when suicide awareness was, and that was in September, which would have given us plenty of time to get all the footage together. And like you saw in the video, we used footage of my family too, my grandparents who aren't here anymore.
Yeah, just to kind of open it up to
Yeah.
people who have lost, relatives. That's
just make it universal and not so much just about his story, but someone who could watch it and go, there's a little shot of me getting my first puppy, who was my dog for 14
Classic.
years. It was my dog for 14 years. And so, we just wanted to put together kind of like a masterpiece of something that people could look at and go, I relate to that part. I relate to that part. And just make it a universal thing that people could just feel love and feel hope of something that,
yeah.
they don't have to if someone was contemplating suicide, to be completely honest, maybe they would see it and realize that these are moments that they don't want to miss out on in their life, and to just hold on and keep fighting every day for love. And yeah.
I couldn't have said it better.
What a story, guys. What a story. But just so my audience knows, this Drye, it's not just about, these deep stories. We're also about fun, right? So like you guys in January released a great song, Take You Dancing. Just fun. Just fun. Just do like date nights, whatever, shake your booty, whatever you want to call it. Guys, just take us a little bit into the creative process of a song like this. Do you guys wanted to turn directions a little bit? Did the song came to you? Did it come out of creative writing process? How was it?
I thought of the idea of, I could do this, I can't do this, but I could take you dancing. And I didn't really know what that meant. I was just singing it one morning while I was making her some eggs.
He was fixing breakfast.
Derek, that matters a lot, man. I gotta tell you, if you can take a girl, and because I'm Hispanic roots, but I'm like the whitest man. I'm like a Tom Petty, Bob Dylan kind of guy, and people are like, I got the raw deal. Like, you can't dance, so that matters.
I can't dance that well.
He can. He just doesn't think he can, but he can dance.
Give me a guitar and I'll move around for sure, with confidence. But yeah, I thought of that and didn't really know where it was going concept wise, other than it just sounded like a country song, but that I took into the right that day.
So that day though, you wrote a lot of ideas down on your phone of stuff he was thinking, and then when we went into the right that later on that day, we wrote it with Greg Bates and Parker Welling, and they were so great with bringing the idea to life of all of our favorite things, because they love country music as well. So we all just kind of put our favorite things into the song of the perfect date night. I mean, we put in Laredo boots, Old White Stitch, like perfect. Peanut dust, thinking about, I mean, we grew up going to Texas Roadhouse, and you'd walk in and you'd see all the peanuts on the floor. And so we thought, why not put it in a song of peanut dust? Like, I don't know. In a dive bar. So we just listed all of our favorite things. And I mean, because we both grew up in the South, I mean, and we're proud of that. We love the Southern roots that we have. And we just love country music and how it started. And so, like you said, all of our stuff's not going to be about heartache and loss, but we're going to have fun songs like that. And we have some other songs that we're working on, hopefully to release next year, that are so much fun. So, and we want our album to be something where you can listen, like we literally say this, we want people to laugh, cry, and dance with our music and feel like they're at home. So I want our album to feel where one song is just party, have fun, and then the next song just makes you stop in your tracks and think of a real life moment, Yeah.
Oh my God, that's epic, Katelyn. That's living. We can't wait. We can't wait to see all these songs come alive on stage. Can't wait for you guys to reconnect with your audience. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. You guys have been so generous with your time, but there's a rumor that you guys may play a little little jingle for us.
Yes, we will. We'd love to do our last single, Yes, for you.
Oh yeah, we didn't even get to talk about Yes. Phenomenal. I'll just tell my audience, stream Yes, because your heads will explode. It's amazing.
Well,
that's for the next time.
Well, we'll do this song for you.
Yeah, we can do a quick intro. I mean, the reason behind this song is, like I said earlier, with compromise, whether it's professional or relational. This song in particular is about the relational part of saying yes to each other.
Yep.
Despite the imperfections, and it's really about honoring each other in marriage, specifically. And marriage is a gift, and we wanted to highlight that, and
because we are married.
Commitment is sexy.
Yeah, for sure. And I think in anything, even if you aren't married, you saying yes is so. I feel like when you say yes sometimes to things that you don't know what it could lead to, it can lead to so much just by that small yes. So I feel like that's just, the song can mean so many things for different reasons. So
yep,
definitely.
So here it
is.
Till death do us part, you have my heart until the end. That's what we said. They were words what I do when you don't, and you will when I won't. When we can't see eye to eye and you just need your space. When you're too tired to fight, 'cause my sorry comes too late. You have my dreams and my regrets. I got it together and my mess. I'll take your worst, I'll take your best. As long as we keep saying yes. Yes. We won't get it right all of the time. And you have my word, I'm gonna let you down. I'll start a war and you'll go slam the door. You drive me crazy, but I'm not backing out. 'Cause I do when you don't, and you will when I won't. When we can't see eye to eye and you just need your space. When you're too tired to fight, 'cause my sorry goes too late. You have my dreams and my regrets. I got it together in my mess. I'll take your worst, I'll take your best. As long as we keep saying yes. Yes to every cunning word we wish we never said. Yes to laying down our earth and making up in bed. Yes to our whole lifetime of forgiving to forget. You have my yes. When we can't see eye to eye and you just need your space. When you're too tired to fight, 'cause my sorry comes too late. You have my dreams and my regrets. I got it together in my mess. I'll take your worst, I'll take your best. As long as we keep saying yes. Yes. Oh,
Wow. Unbelievable, guys. I have goosebumps.
Thanks,
Oh.
man. Such an honor to see
Caitlin, Derek, what a pleasure to have you guys. I say yes to people like you, Americans like you, who have things like resiliency, talent, values, good energy, a smile. Man, you guys, thank you. Thank you, because we need more people like you. Just an honor to have you guys on the show.
Well, thank
Man.
you.
I
You're
could tell the same
awesome.
about you, man.
Yep.
First
Oh,
time
you're
meeting
genuine.
you, but very genuine. So
Appreciate it, Derek. Well, have a great rest of your day, guys. Have a great holiday season, and we look forward to catching up.
All
all
right.
right.
See
Thanks,
ya.
J-Rod. See you.
All right.